Appearances are deceptive. Going deeper into oneself, one could understand who really that person is all about. My dear students, in this class we are going to deal with the lesson Truly Beautiful Mind, the lesson about Albert Einstein. As you all know that Albert Einstein was born in the year 1879 on March 14 and he died in the year 1955 on April 18. He was a German-born theoretical physicist. He developed the theory of relativity, one of the two pillars of modern physics. His work is also known for his influence on the philosophy of science. He is best known to the general public for his mass energy equivalence formula A is equal to mc square, which has been dubbed the world's most famous equation. He received the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his services to theoretical physics. Albert Einstein was a great genius with amazing extraordinary skills, which was unnoticed during his young days. His works and personal life throws light on the intellectual Einstein and a good human being who wished peace among human beings. He also worked for the democracy of the people. Here, in this lesson, we are dealing with a short life history of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, as we go through his story, we'll try to see that he's a human being, a fairly ordinary person who had his likes and dislikes, his streaks of rebellion and his problems. We come to know that definitely after going into the life of Albert Einstein, this lesson will make us think about how a great person was perceived before being recognized as great. It is not as though great people are born with special sign that allows us to recognize them instantly. Then, what qualities in a person make a genius or a great person? Let's see the highlights. Here, we see that an young German civil servant who took the world by a storm about 100 years ago. In the summer of 1905, the 26-year-old published in quick succession of 4 groundbreaking papers about light, the motion of particles, the electrodynamics of moving bodies, and energy. His work took up only a few pages in scientific journals, but changed forever our understanding of space, time, and entire cosmos. The transformed name Einstein into a synonym for a genius. Even now, 50 years after his death, Albert Einstein's genius still reigns. Now coming to the lesson, we have seen about Albert Einstein, the overall look of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in the German city of Ulm without any indication that he was destined for greatness. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, his head seemed much too large. In the first paragraph, what we see about Albert Einstein is, as we have learned earlier, that he was born in the year 1879. Okay? 1879. And also we have seen that he was a German-born Jewish person. And he was born in the German city of Ulm. And no one knows, or we see that while he was born, no person in his family or no one in the society never ever thought that this little boy is going to be great in future, or he is going to be the synonym of genius in his future life. So that's why it says that no one predicted. What is the meaning of predicted? Predicted means to foretell about the life of Albert Einstein. Okay, so when Albert Einstein was born in the year 1879, no one in the family, even his mother, never thought that he is going to be someone great in future, because he was just like other ordinary children. Okay, he was not born with any special features. Just like other children, he was also born. And moreover, as he was just growing up, his mother thought that he was a freak. Who is a freak? Freak means a crazy person. Because what is the reason why his mother thought like that? Because she had seen the abnormal large size of his head. His head was big enough, too much bigger than the body. So looking at this figure, his mother at first thought that yes, my son is a freak. It's crazy. Something like that. So this is what the first paragraph of Albert Einstein's lesson says about. What is that? He was born in the year 1879. Where he was born? He was born in the city of Ulm. And no one predicted that he is going to be the synonym or epitome of intellect. And moreover, he was born just like an ordinary child, just like others. And definitely his mother, because of the physical appearance, she thought that he is a freak. And because of the abnormal size of his head. What is the next paragraph talks about? At the age of 2.5, Albert Einstein still wasn't talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boris. So the youngster played by himself much of the time. He especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister, Maja, he is said to have said, "Fine, but where are her wheels?" See, in the second paragraph, what we see here is this Albert Einstein, until he was 2.5 age, he couldn't speak, or he started speaking only after the age of 2.5. Until then, he was not talking. So when slowly and steadily, that small children, after 8 months or 10 months, 10 months, or the maximum 1 year, the first birthday, they will be talking something. They will utter 2-3 words, isn't it? But here, Albert Einstein, until the age of 2.5, he was not talking much. And when he started speaking slowly, he spoke every word twice. Whatever he says 2 times. Just for example, brother, the word brother. Instead of saying brother, he'll say brother. Then he'll say speaking. Okay, just likewise, he uttered each and every word 2 times when he started speaking. That too after the age of 2.5. And we see that he rarely mingled with other children. That small children, when they grow up, they always wish to have companies or friends. When they see small children, they will go play with them. But he did not mingle with others as normal children do. And he doesn't know how to start a conversation or how to make friends with others. Okay? So in his childhood, he did not know how to deal with other small children. So what happened? His playmates or his friends or the other children considered him to be very boring because he always sit aside. He will not go play with them. So they used to call him what? Brother Boring. What is that? What is the nickname given by the playmates of Albert Einstein? Brother Boring. Okay, this is somewhat we see about a small Albert Einstein. Do you think that this small Albert Einstein, who was scared of mingling with others, or just like normal children do, he was not talking. He always liked to sit in one corner, play with toys himself. And all other children call him what? Brother Boring. Okay? Then we see that, but still then, he liked to play himself at very young age, that too with what? Mechanical toys. You know what is mechanical toys? Mechanical is something that deals with the machines, the engines. Okay, so just like vehicles, he likes to play with vehicles, motor, just like with the engine parts, other things which are related to the mechanical toys. He liked it very much. So what happened? Once he got a sister. What was the name of the sister? Maja. When Maja was born, he looked at her. He was just sitting and looking at her and asked one question. What is it? Fine, but where are her wheels? He just considered this Maja also as a toy. As he was much interested only in playing with mechanical toys, he was just looking for wheels so that he can just roll it, or he can just, go along, drive, just like how small children play with mechanical toys, vehicles, cars, jeeps and all, isn't it? So he was just looking all around and asking his mother, fine, but where are her wheels? Okay. So this is how the small Albert Einstein behaved. He was not behaving just like normal ordinary children do. Okay. So he was a little apart from, or behaving a little absurd, just like, not like other children apart from that. So that's why his mother thought that he is crazy. Okay. And moreover, he has got big head also. He was not playing with his friends. Okay. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he'll never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. So what we see here is one day one of the headmaster just commented that whatever profession he is going to do, that will not get succeed. The reason why he said likewise is he considered this Albert Einstein, the boy, as good for nothing. And he made up his mind that Albert Einstein is useless. Okay? And maybe because of all this reason, his mother actually liked him very much. She loved him very much. And she was always cautious and she always took much care to make this Albert Einstein more enthusiastic. So it was her dream that at least let him live by playing what? Playing violin. Let him not get disappointed in his life. So it was her perception towards the life of this Albert Einstein that she thought of teaching, or she sent this Albert Einstein for learning how to play violin. And we see that he started playing violin from the age of 6. Okay, and she wanted him to concentrate on music. And also we see that later on in his life he became a skillful violinist. Amateur violinist. Amateur, what is the meaning of amateur? Amateur means a person who is not doing his work as a professional, not for money, just for entertainment. Okay, doing something for entertainment is amateur. Okay, so she wanted this Albert Einstein to be an amateur violinist and live a life. Okay, so as per the interest or the wish of her mother, we see that he became a skillful violinist and he played the violin as a hobby, not as a profession. Okay, so all throughout his life he kept this hobby of playing what? Violin. Okay, so this is something that his mother just wanted this Albert Einstein to keep along with him. She made him play violin. Okay, the next paragraph. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where his Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old, and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school's regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled that he left the school for good. So now what we see here is Albert Einstein, even though he was dull, even though he was not much active like other children, okay, but here it says that he is such a good boy, a good student, and he studied well, and almost for all the subjects he got good marks. But what happened? Actually, he was taken admission in a school in Munich. Munich, already we have seen that he was born in the place isn't it? So when he was 15 months old, when he was 1.5 years of age, or after his first birthday, 2-3 months after his first birthday, the family shifted from to Munich. Okay, and there we see that in the school where he was sent for getting education, he scored very good marks in almost all the subjects. And now, when he got admission in a school in Munich, we see that Albert Einstein was not at all interested. He disliked the orders, the disciplinary strict actions taken by the school. He really hated the rules and regulations of the school. That's one of the reasons why it was said that he always had clash with teachers. And here in the textbook it says that regimentation. Regimentation means rules and regulations. The school was of strict discipline. Okay, he hated that one. And the school teachers were not ready to compromise with him. Always he had clash with the teachers. So at the age of 15, he left the school forever. And he never wanted to study in that school. Then we see that it was said that at the age of 15, he left the school forever and for good. That means actually because of that reason, he could divert his attention to some other field. Otherwise, he would have got some, trouble with the teachers. Already we have seen in another passage I have read that always he had trouble with the history teacher. He was not interested in by hearting the dates. And he was just asking, why should we by heart each date? Okay, and he was not interested in rote learning. Memorizing. He was not interested in that. So he was always having clash with the teachers. So at the age of 15, he left the school. That was for the good future of Albert Einstein. That's what it says, that he left the school for good. Okay, then the next paragraph. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland in a city which were more liberal than Munich. So now what happened? So at the age of 5 months, 15 months, his parents moved from Ulm to Munich. Now he was 15 years of age, and during this time, when he was 15 years of age, his parents moved from Munich to Milan. Milan is in Italy. Okay, so his parents moved from Munich to Italy, and that was before he left the school. In the last paragraph, we have seen that because of the strict disciplinary action or the rules and regulations that the school was imposing upon the children, he left the school. Okay, and before he left the school, who moved from Munich? His parents moved from Munich to Milan. And what about Albert Einstein? Albert Einstein was left to live with one of his relatives in Munich when his parents moved to Milan in Italy. Okay, so that's how he continued. Now he was all alone in Munich, staying with one of his relatives' house. What is that? His parents left to Milan. Okay, and here he doesn't want to. Already he left one school. So after he made a long talk, prolonged discussion. That means after a long discussion with his parents, Albert Einstein was allowed to get an admission in a school in Switzerland that was so liberal than Munich. Okay, and the language used there for communication was German. Albert Einstein was very happy to join in this school. Okay, that too, his parents gave him permission after a long discussion. Finally, he was allowed to study in a school in Switzerland where their official language is German. Okay, and the rules and regulations were not as strict as the school in Munich. Okay, then next paragraph. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. And after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. So what happens here is once he moved from Munich school, he joined in Switzerland school, and after completing his education there, it was said that Albert Einstein was a bright student in mathematics, and he was also very much interested in physics too. He was more giving priority to science subjects. Okay, and after the school education, we see that he joined a new university. What was the name of the university? University in Zurich. By the time, he looked so handsome with both type of mustache. Walrus is maybe this type of mustache is said to be walrus mustache. Another one is that butterfly mustache is there. So many mustaches is there. Okay, so here Albert Einstein was said to be so handsome. Handsome means good to see, pretty, beautiful man. Okay, and here it says that once he went to university for his higher studies, there he was not at all interested in science, but he was also interested in something else. Okay, so finally we see that Albert Einstein was standing in the university campus of Zurich, and he was said to be a bright student in mathematics, interested in physics. Okay, he was so handsome with walrus mustache and all. And here it says that apart from his interest in science, he was also interested in something else. And let's see next class what he was interested to other than his science subject. Okay, thank you all. Have a great day. God bless you.